Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your mobile math mom. Are you having problems with writing expressions? What I mean by that is translating expressions. If you are having problems with translating expressions, you've come to the right place. Right here is where you get help with math. Welcome to my channel. I am Align, your mobile math mom. Here is where you get inspired, educated, and informed. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. If you are returning, thank you for your support and welcome back. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to write expressions or translate. Math is just another language, just like any other language that can be translated from literal language to mathematical language. All right. But before we get started, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I upload new content. And if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. But before we get started, y'all know how we do. We go into our affirmation. Say this with me. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. The mold was broken when I was created. There's nothing I can't conquer or achieve if I believe. I am purposeful, powerful, and absolutely prosperous. I am dressed for success and destined to progress. Now let's get at this math. Alrighty, I am going to share my screen with you. Hopefully you said that to yourself. And I want you guys to know that there's nothing you can't do. So we're going to clear out that negative self-talk that says, I can't do this. Yes, you can. So you're in algebra right now, and this is like the start of algebra. So don't tell yourself that you can't do it. Yes, you can. And we're going to jump into this. I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn to translate. We're going to look at these words and we're going to translate them into mathematical operations, right? All right, and the mathematical operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And something else we're going to add in or include is exponents, right? But exponents is just a glorified form of multiplication. Excuse me. So when we have an exponent, that means that we're multiplying that number times itself, that number of times. But let's go to sum. All right, so the word sum actually means to add. So that operation is plus, right? The word difference means to subtract. Product means to multiply. So that's times, or either you'll put a dot. Now, because we're in algebra, we want to refrain from using this x because x is a variable in algebra. So get used to using this little dot or using parentheses next to one another to indicate multiplication. All right. Quotient, that means divide. If you see something that says what is the quotient of this number and this number, that means that they want the answer to a division problem. So technically, quotient is the result of a division problem. Sum is the result of an addition problem. Difference is the result of a subtraction problem. Product is the result of a multiplication problem. Okay. So if they're asking you to get the product of these two numbers, they want you to multiply the numbers and get the product. All right. Squared means the exponent of an exponent of 2. For example, m squared, right? M to the second power is squared. And that's an example. All right. Cubed is an exponent of 3, or the result of multiplying a number 3 times, the same number 3 times. Okay. Less than. All right. Let's scroll up a little bit. Less than. Now, I didn't say is less than. If I said is less than, then that's an inequality, right? That's something different. We're not talking about that. So listen for the word is. Less than, in this case, is going to be subtraction. And I'll show you how that works in just a minute. More than, I didn't say is more than, is more than, is an inequality. So we're going to say this means you're going to add. So if I said you have, you are 5 pounds less than your brother, right? So how do we figure out how many pounds you weigh? Well, we would subtract the 5 pounds from your brother's weight to figure out how much you weigh. If we said you're 5 pounds more than your brother's weight, then we would add 5 pounds to your brother's weight to determine your weight. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay. All right. Plus is what it is. Plus, that's the operation. Minus is the operation of subtraction. Times is the operation of multiplication, right? And then divided by is just division. And that can be represented by a line with 2 dots, or a division bar where something goes above and something is below, or a slash, excuse me, where something is above and something is below. All right, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to write an algebraic expression. Now, I remember I told you in the video, a couple videos before, that an algebraic expression contains a variable and an operation and a number, right? So I'm going to play with this word algebraic for just a minute. We're going to do algebraic expressions and just expressions. So algebraic, we're going to put a question mark by that because some of the things that we see are going to be algebraic and some not, okay? And all we're doing right now is we're writing the expression. We're not evaluating. It's important that you understand that. And so one of the things that I want to talk to you about is this Common Core. Everybody's talking about Common Core. Common Core is just a matter of you being able to transfer the knowledge that you, or the information that you've learned from one setting to the other. It's not just rote, repetitious mathematics. It's thinking. All right. So you have to understand what the terms mean in order to transfer the information from one concept to the other. So here we're writing an expression. That's all we're doing, writing an expression. We're not evaluating, we're not solving, um, we're not substituting. We're just writing the expression. So we're going to look at the difference of 10 and 5. So if I was to write this, we talked about the word difference. Difference is the result of subtraction, right? 10 minus 5. Let me give you a little hint. One thing that you would probably ask is, well, Miss Align, how do I know which number to write first? It's very important. If it says the difference of 10 and 5, 10 is the first number that you see, so we're writing 10 first and then 5. Now, is that a hard and fast rule? Not so much, but it just depends on what the question says. All right, the next one says the sum of Q and 8. Now, this is an algebraic expression. Why? Because we have a variable, a number, and we're going to have an operation. So the sum of Q and 8. So that's the expression. Q plus 8. I know that looks like an 8. That Q looks kind of funny. Let me do it like this. Q and 8. How about that? All right. 10 and 5. That's the answer. Or not the answer, but that's the expression. All right. Next one. All right. We're going to go through quickly. All right. This one says write an algebraic expression. Okay. It may or may not be algebraic, depending on whether we have a variable or not, but it is an expression nonetheless. All right. Quotient. Remember, we said quotient was the result of a division problem. So we have 14, the quotient of 14 and 7. So 14 divided by 7. Or you could say 14 divided by 7. Or you could say 14 divided by 7. All of those are an expression that would give you the quotient, right? Half of 14. Now, what you'll find is that in some instances, of means multiplication. So we can say 1/2 of 14, which is the same as 14 divided by 2. Okay, so you can write this two ways. I have not solved it or have not evaluated it, I should say. I've just written it two different ways. Okay. Any questions? Please drop them in the chat. All right. Next, we have the product of x and 7. Remember, product means multiply. All right. So it's the result of a multiplication problem. This is an algebraic expression because we have the variable x and we have a 7 and we have an operation. All right. So x times 7. I know x is in the front, right? And then 7 is in the back. But you don't typically see x7 in algebra. What you will see is 7x. Okay? Now remember, this is multiplication. This is a variable now. This x is a variable. This x down here is a variable. Okay? Or I could just say 7m. That makes life easier. Either way. All right? This says twice q. That's not cubed or squared. That's q times 2. Twice q, right? 2 times q. All right. Cool. Let's move on. All right. The next one says write an algebraic expression. We're still doing that. The quotient of 18 and n. So that's 18 divided by n. Okay. The next one is x increased by 6. So that means that we start with x, increase it by 6. Increase, if I tell you that your allowance or your income is increased by 7, right? Then that means you would add $7 to what you currently have, right? If I said your income was increased by $50, that means that you're going to add $50 to what your original income was. All right. Next, you guys are doing amazing. All right. I am so proud of you. You're doing an amazing job. Okay. Let's go to the next one. It says, write an algebraic expression. Still writing an expression. 6 squared. 6 squared. 6 to the second power. In your previous math course, it was to the second power. Well, we don't say to the second power in algebra, we say 6 squared. N cubed. Cubed is to the third power, so it's n cubed. This is just a numeric expression. This is an algebraic expression. And I know you're saying, well, Miss Aline, this does not have an operation. Yes, it does. N cubed does have an operation. The operation is multiplication. And that multiplication is 3 times. So that's n times n times n. It's almost like a hidden operation, but it's there. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. We're almost done. All right, the next one is, it is 5 squared. Uh-oh, we got a new thing happening right here. We're evaluating. Remember what I said, read the directions. Evaluate, write, solve. All of these words, you need to know what they mean. So this is 5 squared. We're not done yet. What does 5 squared equal? 5 squared is the same as 5 times 5, which is 25. Okay? That's what we're asked to do. We're asked to evaluate. All right? The next one at the bottom says the product of 8 and 10. Well, product is the answer of a multiplication problem. So I have 8 times 10, and 8 times 10 is 80. So your final answer would be 80. Evaluate each expression. Not only write it, writing it is a step towards evaluating. All right? You write it first, then evaluate. All right? 10 less than 17. That's that less than. So that means that 17 is first. And then I subtract 10 from the 17. Let's go back. 10 less than 17. So I want to know, what is 17 minus 10, which equals 7. Remember, evaluate. All right, 9 times 5. 45. Any questions? Are we good? Everybody's okay? All right. Check your pulse. You're still alive. You're doing well. You got this. All right, let's go. I think we're going to evaluate. All right, let's evaluate again. So the next one says twice 6. Okay, twice 6 is 2 times 6, which equals 12. So this evaluated expression is 12. 20 decreased by 17. That means I have 20 and I'm decreasing it by 17. 20 minus 17 equals 3. And that's my little arrow. All right, don't judge. All right, let's see. Do we have another one? We just finished. Wow. You guys did a really, really good job. we are done. So let's see. All right, so we're done. Now you know how to write expressions. Remember what I said. All you're doing is you're just translating it from written language to mathematical language. That's all it is. Math is just another language to be learned. And I promise you, you got this. All right. So, once again, if you have not um, hit that notification bell, please do so. If you have not subscribed, please do so because you don't want to miss any other content as I upload. Okay. So, now you know where to go if you need help with math. I'm your mobile math mom. Have an amazing day.